Okay, folks, good afternoon to you. We are actually trying to see if we could analyze this together before the New York Open. So I want to show you exactly what I am looking at here. Okay, what I'm looking for exactly. I don't know how loud and clear my audio is, but if I am too low, kindly let me know. You can still let me know if I'm low, because I'm trying to make sure that I have a clear audio before we proceed. So let me know how clear is my audio. Can I know if you're listening to me? Let me know how clear my audio is. Am I loud and clear? Because it is difficult for me to preview my own audio. You can just let me know in the comment section below. Then I want to take you through what I'm looking at here. I think that's better. I think that's loud and clear. Okay, so I am showing you, actually this is how I analyze the market. I'm looking at the euro, looking at the Swiss franc, I'm looking at the US dollar, looking at the Japanese yen, I'm looking at the pound here, British pound, I'm looking at the Canadian dollar, I am looking at the Australian dollar, then I'm also looking at the New Zealand dollar. Okay, thank you. It's audible now. So now before you jump in the market looking for opportunities, this goes to especially scalpers. Okay, if you're a scalper and you just want to jump in the market looking for an opportunity to buy and sell a currency, there are few videos that I'm going to upload on YouTube. I don't know when exactly, because I've decided to at least be a bit active on YouTube at least once a week or maybe twice a month. That would be a bit okay. So now let's come back here. I am looking at the euro. The euro is still bearish. Reason number one is you should look at the interest rates. Okay, the European Central Bank hiked interest rates. That's why you see the euro going down. Okay, but whatever goes down will always go back up. Okay, we saw the Australian dollar, they hiked interest rates, but the Australian dollar still bought, then it came back down. But when exactly are we expecting the euro to start its bullish move? We already have a confirmation for the euro to go long. Let me show you. Let me maximize the euro. So the euro started its it gave us, we got a consolidation on the euro, then the big boys jumped in the market again, okay, to push the euro down. The confirmation to go short was right here. Okay, the confirmation to go short was right here. Now this whole area, the boys were looking at being bullish. Okay, we had a bullish momentum, we had a bullish structure here, but this whole area, okay, we got a bullish structure, but again they pushed it down, they pushed it lower right here. Okay, so what we are looking at here, we are not looking at just pushing the euro up. No, what you're going to do is you're going to look for ways of pushing back the euro up as soon as we trade below this low, extremely below this low. Okay, because this is where we are all looking at. Okay, today's low is where we are all looking at, so that's why I've given you this entry below this low. Okay, we might see the euro try to push itself back higher. Let's look at the Swiss franc before we analyze the currency pairs at the New York Open. We should first look at what we have here. So let's come to the CHF, Swiss franc. There is actually a lot that I'm looking at right now that I cannot share with you on the screens here. Okay, there is a lot that I'm looking at. Not only am I looking at the currency index here, but I am combining so many things together to make sure that we have to make sure that I at least have a perfect entry. Okay, I don't just trade, I don't follow the trend, and neither do I use support and resistance to enter the market. I am using a lot of things here. I'm analyzing the market using ABCD things that I will not show you here, but in the future we are going to share together this. Okay, so let's come back here on the Swiss franc. On the Swiss franc, this is the low I am looking at. Okay, so below this low I'll be looking at a bullish Swiss franc. Okay, and believe me, for the last few weeks the Swiss franc has actually been following the euro. Okay, so that is some other thing that you have to consider before you start trading. There are so many things you have to learn. The Swiss franc has been following the euro. Whatever the euro does, the Swiss franc does the same. But now, yesterday at what time exactly? Let me look here. When did these orders come in? These orders, okay, this low, let's look at this low. We started getting a bullish momentum here. Okay, and then they pushed it low, but they didn't go below this low like the euro did. So what do we have here? We have a reversal confirmation in the Swiss franc. Yes, we have a reversal confirmation on the Swiss franc. This is the only reversal confirmation I want to see on the Swiss franc. I want to see the Swiss franc trade extremely below this low. Okay, so this is the low the big boys are looking at, and the manipulation must be done below this low. Okay, the manipulation must be done below this low, because remember, before you jump into the currency index, the currency pair like the other people do, they just come and draw their lines like this, showing us how we have support and resistance trend line. This is an X from me to you. If you're still analyzing the market like this, this is an X. Okay, you need to know, where are these people looking at? Sorry, where exactly are these people taking the market, and what exactly are they looking at? Okay, so let's come back to the Swiss franc like we were analyzing before. So this is the Swiss franc here. Before I buy and sell, this is what I do. Okay, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday I am looking at how the markets are moving. So I am waiting for the Swiss franc to trade below this low, because okay, I'm waiting for the Swiss franc to trade below this low. We already have a bullish confirmation, but we need a manipulation. Okay, we need a manipulation. The markets have to be manipulated before you push it in the other direction, and that's why I gave you this. Okay, we are, so the Swiss franc is still bearish, whether long term or short term bearish, it is okay. But as soon as we trade below this low, we are good to go. Let's go to the dollar. So if you look at the US dollar here, I would have jumped in right here. Okay, so this is a confirmation that I have on the US dollar. Okay, we are already bullish on the dollar. Yes, we are already bullish on the dollar. And when did we start the bullish move? We started the bullish move right here. Okay, remember, I am analyzing the market in a different way. Okay, you might not have access to a few things that I'm looking at here, but I am here to help and guide you. So the dollar started its bullish move right here. Okay, the dollar started its bullish move right here. Did we get a retracement? Yes, we did get a retracement at exactly, when did this candle come in? Was it today? At 2 o'clock in the morning, this candle. Let me see here, how many orders do we have? We had okay, this one right here. Yes, 2 o'clock. Yes, today at exactly 2 o'clock in the morning, the New York time, right here, the dollar started its move up. Okay, the dollar started its move up. So this is what we are going to do. We are not looking at the dollar coming back below this low, at least for this whole week. Okay, at least for this whole week, we are not seeing the dollar come back down here. Why? Because this is a signature. Okay, it's like you Someone is crying out here. I don't. Okay, let's proceed here. Let's move on. So this is the dollar. Okay, we are looking at the dollar index. I'm looking at this low here. You can actually go to trading view and look at when the price levels. Okay, you're not going to use this website to look at the price levels because it's going to deceive you. It's going to manipulate. It's going to manipulate you. It's going to give you false signals. So this is the dollar. This is the weekly low on May 8th, which was I think yesterday. So it's already a signature to those people doing their analysis, you know, a different way we are looking at the market. We are combining so many things too. So right here we are up on the dollar. Okay, whatever happens, it's okay, but I don't want to see the dollar come back here. And when exactly am I pushing the dollar up? I am pushing the dollar up at exactly 8 o'clock in the morning. Do we have news? So those are the things you consider. So these are the concepts we are going to add on the few videos we have on YouTube in the future. Okay, how do you analyze the market? How do you know this and this and this is going to happen? So the Japanese yen, let's go to the JPY. So this is the JPY, and how is the JPY moving? The JPY is confusing us. At the moment, the Japanese yen is confusing us. It is showing us that we're already bullish, which is okay, and it is crossing over to the, it is actually crossing over above the equilibrium. So let's do this. We just have a Fibonacci tool. I'm just going to use a Fibonacci tool. So you see here, we are actually at, is it 23 level? Yes. This is 23. We are above 23 level. Okay, this is still a discount price. Okay, the Japanese yen is still a discount price between this high and yesterday's low. But again, so the Japanese yen is showing us that it wants to penetrate through, it wants to go through, and it has a bullish confirmation, short term, not long term. Okay, it already has. So the Japanese yen might behave like the dollar. Okay, so it's high time you look at investing in the Japanese yen, not selling the Japanese yen, but buying the Japanese yen, unless we have interest rates and the other things coming in soon. That's when you stay away if you don't know what is going to happen. So this is what I'm looking at on the JPY. I'm looking at this low, yesterday's low, pushing higher, comes back. Okay, we wait for a retracement. The dollar has already given us a retracement. Now the Japanese yen hasn't given us a retracement according to the other analysis that I'm looking at. Then let's look at pushing the Japanese yen higher. Okay, let's look at pushing the Japanese yen higher. So we wait for a retracement, any retracement, any candle, any long candle that comes back down here, and we are going to be looking at this at 2200 hours. Sawanya Ezechiro, the New York time. That is when Sydney is opening, I guess, and that's when few other markets are being manipulated. So let's go to the pound, the Great British Pound. The pound is bearish. The pound is bearish, and believe me, this was the retracement back up to push the pound lower. Okay, I have 3 confirmations here that the pound is bearish till it trades below this low, and this was your entry right here. Okay, I sold the pound in New Zealand at the New York Open, sorry, the London Open today. Sawa Mwenda is London. I sold the GBP NZD because the New Zealand dollar is bullish and the pound is bearish. So I combined the two and I sold the GBP and ZD. So let's come back here. Let's come back here. This was a bearish, this was a trend, this was the only retracement the boys are looking at. Don't mind about these other candles. No. We had, when did the pound start its bearish move? Right here. Okay, it started selling up there. It's too funny if I told you that. Which area was this? So the lowest low was is it there? Let's see, 1 hour. This was May 5th. Oh no, May 5th, right here. Sorry, it's not this. It's not this one. Okay, so let's hide that away. I'm for these people that are looking for 100 pips, 200 pips. So this was the entry on May 5th. How many orders? Okay, at 11 o'clock in the morning, right here. Okay, so they sold up here, and this was the lowest low. So this was our retracement to push back the pound lower. So how do we look for where the markets are going? It's very simple. We might have the pound trade below these two lows here, and the entry was up here. Okay, so let's keep looking at this pattern. Would have entered here, push the pound lower. Let's look at the Canadian dollar. So the Canadian dollar is bearish. Yes, the Canadian dollar is bearish. But this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. Wait for the Canadian dollar to sell. Okay? It is bearish, yes, but wait for it to first sell. Sell where? Let it give us something like this, because this is what we're looking for. Let it give us something like this. Then as soon as it trades back up, wait for it to trade below these lows here. Do you see these lows here? Wait for the card to trade below these lows. Then it's going to give us, now this will be a sell. Where exactly is the card? Okay, they sold up here. They sold up here, and this was a manipulation. Okay, they sold up here. This was the entry, then this was the manipulation. Okay, the Canadian dollar going back up here was a manipulation according to my analysis, because I'm combining so many things together. So the Canadian dollar is already bearish, but if it is bearish, to be on a safer side, you wait for it to give us a retracement back up. Okay, wait for it to trade below these two lows here. These are relative equal lows. Then it gives us a retracement back here. Then you push it lower. Then in the future, for short-term traders, we are going to get a confirmation to push it higher again. Okay, but for now, wait for it to trade below these lows here. Then as soon as it gives you a retracement, you enter. Sell orders are seated right here. Okay, right here. We have sell orders here. Sydney session, the Asian range. So this was the manipulation, but they were bearish right here. Okay, so let's wait. Let's look at the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar is behaving just like the Canadian dollar will behave. In fact, what you're going to do is analyze the Australian dollar, the Aussie. Let's come to the AUD. Now, if you look at what the AUD is doing, this is exactly what the Canadian dollar is going to do. Okay, so the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar is already bearish, either short-term or long-term bearish, but you're supposed to follow the trend. So you wait for the Canadian dollar to also do this same thing here. Okay, whatever the Aussie did, you wait for the CAD to do the same thing. So this retracement back up is going to give me an opportunity to sell the Australian dollar. Okay, so we are looking at the Australian dollar doing this, then it goes down because we already have a sell confirmation. Okay, we already have a sell confirmation. And when did that confirmation come in? Right here. What time was it? Let me see how many orders. We have 1 o'clock in the morning. At exactly midnight, Okay, at exactly midnight, the New York time, that is when we had a confirmation to push the Australian dollar down. Right here, this candle, this doji here was our confirmation to push the Australian dollar down. So they sold here. Remember what I told you. We have a strong move in one direction, an aggressive move rather. We wait for it to give us a retracement, then we sell, then we go down. The New Zealand dollar, however, the NZD, the New Zealand dollar is actually showing us that it's still going higher, but it's not going too far. Again, that comma up here. So what you're going to do on the New Zealand dollar, wait for it to trade up above these highs here. Okay, you wait for it to trade above these highs. This was our confirmation. What time was it? The confirmation to go long came in at exactly 2 o'clock in the morning. Where is 2 o'clock in the morning? 2 o'clock in the morning right here. We had another confirmation on the Sydney or Asian range at 2100 hours to push it higher, but it wasn't sufficient. It wasn't enough. We had something strong at 2200 hours and 2300 hours. Okay, so 22 and 23, we had a strong confirmation to stay above this level. So this was just a manipulation below these lows. So we are going up above this line. We are looking for a short or sell. Then again, once it sells, you're waiting for that retracement, then you push it lower. Okay, so that is the currency index. That is what I'm looking at this whole week. Okay, for the next 3 days, that is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, that is exactly what I'm looking for this whole week. So I don't want to waste too much of your time. Let me see if we could actually end this video from here. We create room for the next videos.